शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धाः स्वान्तः स्वमेश्वरम्।
The Sanskrit word for health is swasth, which means to get established in the being, in self, in spirit, in Atman, the soul. The soul is an infinite reservoir of health, vitality, bliss, illumination and love. These are also known as the attributes of divinity, God. To get established in being, what are the obstacles? According to the Hindu scriptures, the causes of disease are that we are away from our being. The health was inside, the vitality inside, the happiness inside, the illumination inside, and the love was inside. There have been coverings, like it has been veiled. The health has been covered by impurities, and the vital power has been covered by the acidity. Let us talk about these two in detail. Modern medical science believes that the causes of disease are the germs and the weather. We say the germs are not the cause of the disease, they are the effect of impurities in the system. The more garbage lies which should have been excreted, there the germs are produced. And of course the weather is never the cause of any disease. For example, in the days when there is severe cold, and if you have cough or fever, then doctors will say that it is because of the change of weather. The question arises, the weather has been changed only for you or for all the members in your home, or for all the persons in your town? The temperature has been reduced for all. Then why some are getting cold and fever and why others are not? So it is very clear that the same weather is making different effects to different persons. Now why it is so? They will say because of the immunity level. Now then what is that immunity level is and how to improve the immunity level? But we say that it is because of the impurities in every body. The more the cough lies, mucus lies, the more it will be expelled by the system. So vital power cleanses the system. So when the temperature is reduced, the vital power gets a proper opportunity to expel the mucus which was remaining congested in lungs and other parts. But the person feels that he is now getting cold and cough. So it was a cleansing process. It was not a disease. The more cough you contain, the more susceptible you become to the weather. So those bodies who are getting cold in cold weathers, it is because they are having so much of cough or mucus in their system. So if you want to get freedom from this small symptom, what is to be done? Instead of taking the pills, you have to clean the system from inside. And then you have to put such type of the force which are not making more of mucus and cough. To clean the system, you are not supposed to do anything. You cannot do anything. You are only to give opportunity to your vital power. The vital power is cleansing the system every time. There are three processes are being carried by this vital power. As far as the physical plane is concerned, the food which you eat, the vital power digests that food in the stomach. Then the assimilation is done in small intestine, which is around 26 feet in length. And then there is the colon. The last part of that colon is rectum, the ascending colon, the transverse colon, and the descending colon, and then the rectum. So all the food which you eat, it goes to the stomach. Lot of juices they come. Stomach becomes activated. Then after work over in the stomach, it goes to the small intestine, which has a very small diameter, and there are millions of hairs like fibers. They get fully in touch with every particle of food, and through osmosis they suck the juices from that food, known as the building material for all body tissues. And then all the roughage for 26 feet in length, this assimilation is carried out, and then that all wastage that goes to the colon. Then in colon also, up to the last stage, this sucking takes place. Now according to Dr. Walker from Phoenix, Arizona, USA, he has explained the working of the colon, which is little different than what is prevailing in medical science. According to him, that sucking process is also being carried out in the colon also, till last when it is expelled from the system. So if this accumulation is there, maybe it is in the colon, or maybe it is in the small intestine, or maybe in the stomach also, then that is the base for all the diseases. Maybe it is the effect of the change of the weather, or maybe the production of the germs. Germs are produced only where there is the impurities. Now why the impurities they remain congested if the system has been designed by Almighty, the super intelligent God? Then why the accumulation is taking place? And why the germs then are produced? Now we can compare it with a very small example I shall let you know. Suppose you take a cooked lentils, then keep in your kitchen in a bowl. Lock that kitchen. Open it after about 4 or 5 days. Then taste that lentil. You will find that it is getting rotten. Sour it becomes in taste. So you say that it is rotten. Now what has happened? When the cooked lentil is getting a longer time, then it gets rotten, and then the acids are developed. So any food which gets rotten, the acids are developed. Now if you could again lock the kitchen and let the lentils remain in the bowl, open it after around 15-20 days, then you find a foul smell, bad smell in your kitchen. Now what is that? These are the gases after further getting rotten. Fermentation takes place. So the gases they developed when the food is getting rotten. Now in your body what is happening? It takes around 18 to 20 hours. The wastage, the excreta which is to be expelled from the system. So now the wastage is remaining congested, say in colon. Now what shall happen if you keep on putting more food every time? So the fresh food which again goes to the same system, now that gets rotten more quickly because of the rotten material inside. Now when it is rotten, not being expelled by the system, that excreta, fecal matter, now that produces a lot of acids and then the gases. Now if these gases and acids are neutralized by the pills, by the tablets, is it justified? You have to remove the rotten material from the colon, not to neutralize it by taking the pills. It is like that in the bowl you put some insecticides to kill the germs which have been produced in that bowl. After some time you will find that the germs are again being born in that bowl. So every time if you want to kill the germs, after some time you find further germs are being produced by nature. So the germs are produced by the nature to clean the system. Thus they are not the enemies, they are the friends. In fact, they are consuming our wastage. Maybe they are the hookworm, roundworm, tapeworm, or other germs. Now it is better that let us not allow to remain the congested material, the rotten material inside. It has to be expelled from that system. Now why it is getting congested? Why it is not being expelled if the system has been designed in such a way? Now God has put only one mouth to eat and so many organs to expel the impurities, like colon through its rectum, then kidneys, the urine to be expelled, then the skin which has 70 crores pores every time, the expelling the impurities, and then the lungs. Through your breathing, the carbon is being expelled through carbon dioxide. Now only one mouth through which you are putting so much because of the illusion, the darkness that food was the source of energy. So you eat food before the work is done, number one, and with the wrong conception that it provides energy, number two, and then on the insistence of somebody, number three, and because at the time when it is not required, number four, and then you also don't make God partner in the as far as the sharing of the food is concerned. Before food you must share, that is not also being done. So in this way the food which you eat, that is getting congested because it has been overeaten. The point is, it is not only overeaten, the quantitatively it is more, but also the qualitatively it is bad. You are eating more of grains every time. Then you are taking tea and milk. Now milk is not required after the age of 25. And below age 25 also, those who are working physically hard, they can take the milk. And tea is certainly not required. The tannin, particularly in the tea, the tannic acid, that gets spoiled the small intestine where there are fibers, millions of fibers, they get rubbed off by this tannic acid in the tea. The more tea means the more acidity in the system. So the acidity is not only developed by the rotten food inside, but also through your tea. And then the wrong variety of food which you are eating. For example, the mucus foods, they are not good for the system. Mucus foods means which are sticky to the system. For example, all the grains, maybe it is wheat, rice, pulses, lentils, whatever they all remain sticky to the system. We should eat maximum the fibers food like fruits, salads and vegetables more in quantity than the grains input. Then the acidic foods. For example, the grains are the most acidic, and among the grains the lentils are more acidic. Most of the fruits and vegetables and leaves are alkaline in nature. So the acidic foods, when you also cook, you go for more frying, then also the food becomes more acidic. Then there are many nuts which you are fond of eating, like peanut, cashew nut, almonds and walnuts. They are all acidic in nature. But like dates, coconut, like resin, fig, they are alkaline in nature. So if the foods which are alkaline in nature are taken, for example, vegetable soaps, for example, fruit juices, carrot juice, cucumber juice, squash juice, they are alkaline in nature. So you have to reduce the intake of food, you have to reduce the acidic foods, and then you have to ensure yourself that the congestion does not take place. Now the cleansing of the colon through enema we recommend every now and then. We must give emphasis for the cleansing of the colon through putting some water through enemas, maybe 150 to 200 milliliter of water. Now it is put and then you can retain it for a few minutes and then go to the toilet. It is the rubbish all comes out, and then you do not put also the quantitatively or qualitatively bad or more foods. Then you find the system does not get so much congested, and whatever the food is being put in, now the extraction is also being taking place, that is the assimilation in small intestine, and then the wastage is being expelled by the system.
We keep on getting the questions from various aspirants all over the world regarding the principles of Tap Seva Sumiran. These questions are added in the related episode with their answers and explanations by Pujyashri Akhileshji. Mr. Kulwant Singh from Ludhiana wants to know, very many people suffer from various types of pains like migraine, spondylitis, headache, joint pain, etc. Please explain its cause and remedy.
See, the basic principle is that where there is pain, there is blockage of gas. Maybe it is headache, maybe it is backache, maybe it is joint pain, wherever it is. And why the gas have been formed? Because of rotten food inside. Now that food which has been turned to fecal matter, which should have been expelled by the system, is remaining over there and then getting further rotten and producing a lot of gases. Now these gases go up mostly. They are blocked in your back or in your neck or then in the last in your head, causing backache, spondylitis and headaches. Then they also get blocked in joints. Then you have joints pains. Then they get blocked in muscles. Then you have muscular pains. So where there are gases, there is pain. Now if you do not allow the system to keep this rotten material inside, then there is no question of getting gases and then not congestion and then no pains.
Dr. Kamlesh Shukla from Bhopal wants to know, what is the role of exercises, morning walk, pranayam and yogasan in your system?
See, morning walk, pranayam, yogic exercises or yogasanas are very good. They are all supporting for the expulsion of impurities from body. But this is very clear that if the condition being produced by the food which has not been expelled by the system, then you get a lot of diseases. So if you go for pranayam, you go for morning walks, you go for yogic exercises or asanas, it is not bad. But it is much better that you do not allow the system to keep on accumulating the wastage out of food which is remaining, which should have been expelled, and it is inside.
Tap Seva Sumiran is a unique lifestyle for holistic development of human personality at physical, vital, mental, intellectual and spiritual planes. If you too want to change your life through Tap Seva Sumiran, you are welcome at our ashram or write at Badri Narayan Sevagram, Choti Panchli, Bagpat Marg, Meerut. Phone 0121 2439 032 and 2439 037.